Intergalactic refrigerator repairmen seldom carry cash. The trouble with the still point of the turning world, said the intergalactic refrigerator repairman, adjusting a thing which he had assured me was an extremely volatile and portable hyperspatial wormhole, but which looked to me like a large lump of hamburger, is that the second you step off it, you get creamed. I decided to take this statement on faith, and I handed him the 7-dimensional screwdriver he was gesturing for with one of his many arms. "Thank you," he said, mopping his brow. "What I mean, of course, is that you should never, under any circumstances, assume anything." "I hardly ever do," I told him, and he pulled a raw chicken out of his pants. This, I am sorry to say, is the way it is with intergalactic refrigerator repairmen, or so I assume, having only met the one. But he assured me that they were all pretty much the same, and I had no reason to doubt him, what with his having just materialized in the center of my kitchen, and asked if this was Strothterix, and if furthermore, I was a Mr. and Mrs. Zug. When I had told him that I was not, and that he must therefore have made a wrong turn somewhere, he had shrugged, which I can tell you was something to see on a man with several shoulders, and had asked if I had a refrigerator. When I'd pointed to my 5-year-old hot point, he'd clapped several of his hands together and said, "Ooh, can I look?" The man was carrying such a face full of unbridled enthusiasm that I could hardly refuse him a peek at my fridge, but I did ask him if he was selling something or otherwise trying to make money off me. "Are you kidding?" he said. "For a chance to tinker with an artifact like that one, my friend and associate, I will gladly pay you." Of course, this particular revelation on his part led me to ask the obvious and ensuing questions, which were, sequentially, pay me, and how much? The man informed me then that intergalactic refrigerator repairmen seldom carry cash, but that they often inadvertently destroy people, buildings, and sometimes even entire planets just by being careless with the considerable technology at their disposal. He went on to say that they therefore tended to give their creditors, in lieu of actual currency, their assurance that they would proceed with the utmost of caution. So I let him stay, and he busied himself about ripping my fridge all apart into its various components, with a "huh" here, or an "I'll be darned" there.
"Well, I'll be dipped in vinegar."
He explained to me, while he had his head inside the compressor, that the extra arms were an added genetic convenience employed by all intergalactic refrigerator repairmen. "One time I got one of those cheap ones," he said, placing some screws in a cup, "and the damn thing kept waving at people in crowds.
Yoo-hoo!
I finally had it removed and traded it to a politician for some gum." "Gum?" I asked him. "You mean like chewing gum?" "Yeah," he said, 750-odd thousands of pounds of the stuff. It had been delivered by accident to the governor of New Hixthia, landed on his living room. Killed his wife. Very tragic." I reserved comment, and was a little shocked to realize that the repairman was actually chewing some gum as he spoke. I couldn't help wondering if it was the same stuff that had killed the First Lady, so I asked him about it. "Nah," he said, "I sold that stuff to some kids." "Must have been a lot of kids," I pointed out. "Just 2, he told me, but they were very, very big." "Hand me that time displacer, would you?" I looked around my kitchen at the array of various objects and implements which the man had strewn across every available surface, and I said, "What's a time displacer?" "It's that thing over there by the dishwasher. Looks like a raw chicken," he told me. And as I handed it to him, he explained, "It's the new aesthetics. Everything's gotta look organic." "Must be annoying," I said. "It has its moments," he answered, and he started humming The Girl from Ipanema to himself while he tinkered. I thought he might like a drink while he worked, so I went and got him a scotch and water. But when I returned, he was crouched behind the kitchen table, looking terrified. "What's wrong?" I asked, stopping in my tracks and looking around, but I did not in any way expect the answer he gave me, which was, "How long have you had another dimension in that olive jar?" "What olive jar?" I asked, and he said, "That one," and pointed across the room. The olive jar in question was sitting by itself, a few feet away from one of the baseboards, looking as steadfastly innocent as it is possible for an olive jar to look. I, however, had seen more than my share, and in fact more than several other people's shares as well, of unexpected eventualities so far that afternoon, and so I kept neutral and said I wasn't aware that there was another dimension in that olive jar. This was the truth, too. The previous evening, for example, I had dug a couple of Spanish olives out of the thing with a cocktail fork. I told the repairman about this and added, they tasted fine to me. No doubt, he said, but the simple fact of the olives tasting, as you so quaintly put it, fine to you, does not in any way controvert the evidence I've found of a vast field of potentiality welling up within the jar at this very moment and reaching what I will call critical mass, which it should be doing just about now.